about my balls.
It's me and you.
Leave my balls out
We're
of
a
it.
team, buddy.
Obviously, lots of action scenes in this movie, but so I saw a lot of scenes in a car. And I'm wondering, like, what's that like? Does that feel limiting to just be buckled in and right next to each other the whole time and in this tiny space?
As far as performance?
Yeah.
It didn't for me at all.
No. Actually, we really bonded because we are in a car for a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
But I actually think that taking away a lot of the physical stuff makes your acting more focused, and I think it makes it better. Because sometimes I find, like, when I'm doing something, I'm like moving my hands around too much.
Sure.
And if I have my hands planted on a wheel, then that energy is forced to come out of the performance rather than my gestures.
Interesting, because I would think I'd be like, oh, I need to make it look like I'm steering or something like that.
Yes.
That would throw me off.
So I did a movie many years ago where, I was sort of, and the director was like, it was so hard to edit you because you're never looking at the road. And so I was very careful on this one to be checking in like often enough, because since I did that movie, every time I see a movie, I can tell like, oh, they're not. But then the tricky thing is, like, as you know, because someone else is driving, so you like kind of have to turn as they're turning. But all that stuff I think still helps with the acting, because the trick with acting for me is sometimes I get in my head and I think about it too much, and if I have something to focus on, that actually frees me up.
Oh, interesting. And Dave, you'd say that like that time in the car side by side brought you two closer together?
No, for sure. Because we spent a lot more time in the car not shooting than we did shooting.
Yes, right. Definitely.
So, and these are long days. I mean, long hours in a confined space. So we just got, it was just me and him, and we just talked a lot. It was just kind of general conversation about everything from A to Z.
Yeah, we did.
That's really special.
Yeah.
Hey!
Uber?
Yeah. Oh my God. Hey, let me guess. You want me to drive you to all the Sarah Connors in the city?
Come on, start it up. Let's go.
Oh, it's already started. Electric car. I call it silent but deadly.
Drive.
Stu. How do you do? Can I get you some bottled water, some Canadian chocolates? It was one of those things where I thought I was getting 5 bars on Amazon, but I ended up getting
Koreatown, now.
Koreatown? No. Hold on, I'm gonna bang a Yui here real quick. Nope, don't got it. Hold on. Oh, didn't quite make it. Just a couple more points and we got it.
Is there ever any actual driving involved?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, not in any of the crazy scenes, but a lot of it I am actually driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of the film is practical. It's just a lot of it is practical. We did, even in some of the stuff where you might think that we were would be on a green screen on stage. We weren't. Like, not all the time did we have to drive, or did Kumail have to drive, but we had someone on a pod, but we were driving around in it.
Yeah, there was a guy on top of the car driving. So when we're like going the wrong way down the highway and cars are coming at us, we're there in the car. There's a guy above us who's driving, but those are real cars coming at us. It was awesome.
Speaking of practical, obviously you have this amazing fight scene in the sporting goods store. Any battle wounds from that? Any scars, mental or emotional? Maybe.
No, I was a little beat up. I think we both were.
Yeah.
Over stupid stuff. I mean, it was a lot of crawling around. A lot of the, like, a couple times even like the rubber bats like hitting you.
Yeah.
I mean, the rubber bats are safe, but they hurt.
Well, you know what's scary? I just recorded the commentary for it, and that scene, there's like a whole tub of bats, and I'm pulling out rubber bats to throw at you, but they didn't have enough rubber bats.
So there were some real ones.
So there's some real bats in there, and I remember how like stressed out I was that like I wouldn't grab one of those because you grab it and you have to like drop it. So.
Right.
But yeah, no real injuries, but really bruised up. And we shot that like way outside of in like a tiny town, because most sporting goods stores in big towns are like,
Don't let you.
No.
I got locked out of my house the first night.
He got locked out of his house that night, his Airbnb. So yeah, there were definitely some scars.
It was the middle of the night though. It was kind of in the middle.
It was like 4 or 5 in the morning,
Yeah,
and
way
then
out.
they called the cops.
Oh, and when I got locked out,
Yeah, and then when the cops showed up, they were like, "Hey, can we get a selfie?"
No, I did. So I went back to my Airbnb at like 4 or 5 in the morning,
very
and
late.
it was a secured. I don't know, what are they called? Secured.
like a gated community.
gated
almost?
community. Thank you.
yeah.
And then they wouldn't let me in. They said, I guess my thing expired. They punched it in wrong. I was like 4 or 5 in the morning. I was like, one way or another, you're letting me through this gate. And they called the police.
Oh my god.
And then the cops got selfies.
Take the shot, Stu! Just defeat him! Stu, take the shot!